Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, in today's video we're going to be talking about Deadpool's spring cleaning event, all the minty doubloons and everything else. Now I already have made one video basically stating that this is the best event ever and highlighting all the positives of it, and I genuinely do believe it. I do believe that nowhere have we ever before seen 5-6-star crystals and a bunch of resources for $100. That's insane amount of value. I also think that giving up to 16,000 6-star shards to free-to-play players just for logging in and spending an hour in arena is amazing. A lot of positives for this event, and I fully acknowledge all of them. I'll pin a video up there if you guys haven't seen it already, and I'll leave a link in the video description. Check it out because there is a ton of things to love about this event. And this event was about as close as we could have gotten to pretty much a perfect event. It's kind of spoiled by one major thing and another thing that I do feel I need to address. And the first thing I will address is going to be the fact that Cavalier players yet once again are not satisfied with their offers, or at least a part of them. But the fact of the matter is that I do believe they're only not satisfied with their offers when you put them side by side with the Thronebreaker offers. Because if you look at each individual Cavalier offers for new Cavalier players, they still represent an insane amount of value because number one, you need to consider that you do keep all the units for any unit packs you purchase, and there is still 6-star shards, there's still 5-star shards, there's still 6-star signature stone crystals, 6-star awakening gem in there and stuff like that. Yes, they do cost more doubloons, but again, all of that stuff is extra on top of units. That's first of all, and second of all, the game tiers exist for a reason. Now, when initially Thronebreaker title was introduced, I was defending Cavalier players hard. I hated what KABAM did to the people who used to be at the highest progression level, but then they arbitrarily, retroactively fitted in the Thronebreaker title and took away the highest progression level for a lot of players. And I really did feel that it was a very, very, very shitty way how to go about it. And if they want to introduce Thronebreaker title, they should have introduced it in a future piece of content and given people heads up. But at the same time, even though I do think that KABAM did the whole Thronebreaker thing in a very, very shitty way, I also think that it has been a very long time since Thronebreaker title has come out. And if you are somebody who is playing this game actively, even without spending any money, just doing variants, just doing 7.1, not even exploring Act 6, running initial completion through it. And I also think that over a time period of 1 year, even without having Aegon or all of the horsemen, you can definitely accumulate enough resources to do initial completion of Abyss, and maybe not rank the champion that you want to rank up, but you can rank up a champion or a moderately decent champion to become Thronebreaker. With that, I'm getting to a point where I do sincerely believe if you are somebody who thinks of themselves as a top tier Cavalier player but have not yet made it to the Thronebreaker, you can do it, and you have had more than enough time to do so. If you're freshly Cavalier player, at that point I do think these offers are actually offering great value to account who would have just become Cavalier. And if you're on the cusp of Thronebreaker, I do genuinely think that since we have had that much time since Thronebreaker title is a thing, you have had more than enough time to actually become Thronebreaker. Luck be damned. Rank up a middle of the tier champion if you want to have access to the highest tier offers. Nobody was born Thronebreaker. Everybody had to work for it. Some paid, some played. Ton of free-to-play Thronebreaker players with quite shitty luck, but a lot of determination, a lot of work put in there. And I think that offering Cavalier players the same deals, let's say the Thronebreaker players, would also to a degree devalue the effort and work all of the people who have just become Thronebreakers or who are free to play and really did claw their way through the content to become Thronebreakers. So I did sympathize with Cavalier players who complained about the offers initially 100% because KABAM did it in a shitty way. But this isn't the first set of offers, and this won't be the last set of offers where Cavaliers do get a lot less than Thronebreakers or whatever future potential top progression title is going to be. And since so much time has passed, I sincerely believe if you are not Thronebreaker, buy now, but play. That's more to do with you. And there's nothing wrong with being Cavalier player. It just means that you either don't play the game as active, don't spend as much money, or play the game as active, or relatively recently have started playing the game. It just means that you're not in the same progression level as people who have managed to get Thronebreaker, and that is perfectly fine. But this time, I will not defend people from KABAM. I will not defend Cavalier players who feel entitled to better offers or thinking that they get too shit of a value in these offers. No. Now that I have successfully managed to piss off a large group of players, let's focus on the main point, the main problem. So, it was looking a lot like the best day in MCOC ever, as in all of this is offering phenomenal value, best offers yet, everybody happy, but then inevitably we saw the hot steaming pile of shit on top of the beautifully baked cake. It wouldn't be KABAM if we wouldn't see a shit topping off a beautiful cake, as they always manage to ruin everything somehow. And in this case, it came in the form of Bundle 12 and Bundle 11. Now, why is it such a big deal? So obviously this is what caused a lot of controversy, because this is the very first time ever that we see the next progression level resources in the game. Very first time we see resources that are needed to take 6-star champions rank 4. And it took a lot of people off guard. It blindsided me. I did not imagine, possibly kind of like hope, dream, nightmare, I don't know, see these things here. Just had no clue. Completely off guard. And this is also ruffling a lot of feathers the wrong way. The people that have worked very hard to get towards the top tier level without spending immense amounts of money, especially. You see, up until Act 5 and up until rank 5 stars, the next progression level was always unlocked with a piece of content. If you wanted a rank 4 6-star, you could buy all the crystals, you could buy all the offers, but you had absolutely no chance of buying tier 2 alphas, and only way anybody in the game was able to get a rank 4 5-star was to explore Act 4. That's it. After you had explored Act 4, obviously, then we started seeing these catalysts and everything else pop up. Similar situation was with Act 5. If you wanted a rank 5 5-star, no matter how much money you spent, you could not progress to the highest tier of the game if you hadn't beat Act 5, 100%. And that tradition was broken with the rank 3 6-stars and Act 6, where KABAM had started introducing these catalyst fragments previously, and we actually had people with rank 3 6-stars before 6.4 came out. And that was quite a huge thing. And nobody liked that. Everybody hated that, and we hoped KABAM had learned from that. But evidently we are wrong. So, without going into too much detail, how shitty of a thing it is to do to their player base, what they are doing right now, by basically saying it doesn't matter what you do in this game, it doesn't matter how hard you play, it doesn't matter what content you can or cannot beat. Only thing that matters is whether you have money in your wallet. And let me explain why does that message hurts so many people so badly. Because it's not easy keeping up with the top tier spenders, and most importantly, people who have managed to get to the higher tiers of the game without spending immense amounts of money do feel certain sense of accomplishment or pride for their efforts. And they're not asking for much, they're just asking for a chance to stand on relatively equal footing. However, this absolutely destroys it. Now, again, there will be people who will point out that by these offers, nothing changes immediately. First of all, you don't even form a full catalyst. Second of all, you need 3 of them, right? And that is 100% correct. That is 100% correct. However, I also do sincerely believe that whoever buys these offers, July 4th, because if KABAM was offering tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha in spring cleaning, sure as shit we're gonna see them in July 4th, and sure as shit we're gonna see them on Cyber Weekend, which are primarily paid. And I doubt that we're gonna see them in unit bundles. I highly suspect that these resources are gonna be only included in the cash offers. So what is my personal theory? What is going to happen is that we can purchase this, which is 25% off a tier 6 basic. So we can get this now. And 7.2 is not too far off. And in 7.2, we're probably going to get a tier 6 basic, a tier 3 alpha, like let's say maybe one of each, maybe 1.5 of each. And then there's going to be Cyber Weekend on July 4th, at which point people who have purchased this offer, perhaps any of the smaller offers in between these three big offers, then July 4th Cyber Weekend, will have access to rank 4 6-star solid 3 to 4 months before everybody else. Because if you do not buy them from here, only other way by exploring content, people will be able to take a 6-star to rank 4, I think, is going to be by exploring Act 7 100%. And I think that people who purchase these offers will be able to do that at around the time of 7.3, just before that or just after that. So at worst case scenario, that will give about half a year to 8 months of a time period where only paying players will have a rank 4 6-star, which is a very huge amount of time to affect the whole scope of the game. Even in best case scenario, I do still believe it's going to be 3 to 4 months, which is still a very significant amount of time. In 4 months, basically, we're gonna have 16 cycles, 15 cycles of Alliance Quest top rewards that somebody is not going to have a chance to really compete with, that perhaps do now. And it is going to change the shape of the alliances a lot. And it's once again going to force many top tier alliances to let some players go. It's gonna force several top tier alliances to prioritize whether you want to get good players or whether you want to get spending players. And it is definitely going to have adverse effect to the morale of the people who are trying to get to the endgame positions. And that just once again feels wrong. It feels like nothing you can actually do in this game matters remotely as much as whether you have a couple $100 in your bank account. And that is the message that has been received by top tier alliance leaders. I can without shame tell you that in our alliance and in several other masters and platinum level alliances, the primary directive has been very, very simple. If you're gonna buy anything, buy these two bundles. That's it. Because everybody is panicking, everybody is afraid to fall behind. And that makes the situation even worse. Because that is 100% correct that I cannot say that these bundles and perhaps July 4th bundles will make the difference between you having rank 4 several months earlier or later. But that is what everybody is afraid of right now. Because there is absolutely no clarity, because it's a bit of a chaos and nobody saw this move coming. Right now, all things considered, my personal, again, suspicion is that there will be a group of players who have rank 4 6-stars at around time of 7.3 release, at about time of Cyber Weekend sales, so towards November of this of this year. And then whoever does not have the means to buy these offers will have to wait solid 3 to 4 extra months and perhaps lose their spots in their alliances, temporarily or permanently, who knows. And that is the scary thing. And I think this is an extremely disrespectful thing to do. This completely has ruined the event that had the makings of being the best event yet. And I genuinely do not understand why would KABAM do this. If you would simply eliminate these two bundles, everyone would pretty much love this event. This event just completely soured the look for so many people by having these bundles. And yes, I definitely know definitely know a lot of content creators hate this. I know a lot of people in the chats hate this. Therefore, I genuinely can't understand why KABAM would think this is a good idea. Why couldn't they have, at the very least, for the very first time, add them in some sort of boss rush and some sort of summer of pain, update the lines for season rewards, including these things, something that gives players the impression that playing well and playing this game hard actually matters. Clearing content matters. Right now, the general feel is that only thing that really truly matters towards the top end of the game is whether you have the money to spend it. And I understand that this is not a problem for a lot of people, but it is extremely disheartening to see. And it is also kind of like increase the damaging impact to people's morale by doing this is increased with the fact that we have had a shit year so far. We have not had a single end game piece of content. We haven't had a single piece of content that properly awards a full tier 5 class catalyst this year, for instance. Have had none of that you could actually play for, put in some effort, feel like you have achieved something, and earn top tier resources. Yet we have this. So I understand that not everybody cares about this issue for now. I understand that not everybody agrees with me or people who do not like these resources being here. But at the same time, at the very least, I would ask, before you head down to the comment section, to try and empathize with the people who are putting in a lot of effort in this game. Empathize with the people who care for this game the most by playing it the most actively and trying to get to the top of the game. And they are trying to do it by not spending insane amounts of money. They're trying to do it by playing the game. And that time and time again shown by KABAM that it is not really how this game works. Anyways, that will be just about the end of the rant. Let me know what you guys think. Are people being over dramatic? Because what I said in this video is not an opinion I have all by my own lonesome. That is a general feel of majority of top tier players. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this entire situation. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the